The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Call yourselves Title Town? Are you kidding me?
That's fraud.
It feels like a gray area.
Spoiler alert, Canada. Cup's coming back to the US of A.
There's way too much negative stigma attached to strippers.
I hate you guys so much.
My dog just shit his ass.
Hey everybody, what is going on? It is Tuesday night. That means it is the 7-year anniversary show of Craft Brewed Sports. I am Mike. With me as always is Scott. Scott, 7 years, dude. Good Lord,
you
man.
Didn't give us a rap air horn? Give us a rap air horn! Come on, Joe!
Joe's slacking over here, man.
Come on, man. How come we didn't get our own rap air horn?
There it is.
Man. That's how you pop
7
off
years,
7
dude.
years. Holy crap.
We were just kids. We were kids when we started this show.
We didn't even have kids when we started this show. Or we
did.
just had kids.
Just had kids.
Good God.
How
I'm
you
doing all right, man. Doing all right.
Yeah.
Turn on the old school logo for tonight. I'm
see that.
partying in style.
Alex was wearing her old school hoodie today, and I was like, "Oh man, that is some classic throwback stuff right there."
Yeah, I mean, I haven't worn it for a long time because we got the new one, and I never wanted to offend Tank, but I was like, "Ooh, the anniversary show, we going all the way back to the beginning for this one."
Tyson saying lots of podcasts last for 7 years.
Yeah, man,
popular.
That hurts. It's
brutal.
true though.
Absolutely brutal. But it's good to see you, man. It's good to see
my
you
friends.
today.
Good to be here.
I just can't get over, man. I was sitting there thinking today, I'm like, I can't believe, like, when we started this show, and it was just like, I went back and listened to the pilot episode yesterday on the official
did you?
anniversary.
Why? I thought about it, and then I just had flashbacks. And I was like, I don't think I want to put myself through that.
It's so cringy. It's so
I bet it is bad. Oh.
And we haven't gotten much better.
I can't wait till we get 7 years removed from this, whether or not, assuming we're still doing the show or not. And we look back and we're like, God, Jesus, that was cringy too. We thought 7 years prior was cringy, but that was just as cringy.
We're just like, let's just face it. That's just what the show is. That's how it is. Speaking
Cringe
of cringy,
Brew
Mookie's
Sports.
here. Hey, Mookie.
Hey, good to see you guys. I don't know what all this 7-year talk is all about because, I ain't been around that long, so who gives a shit, right? That's good for you old dolts, but there's, craft brewed sports before and after.
That's true. There is,
at
before time and the after time.
At some point, too, that's going to shift very soon, and it won't be me as the reference point, but it's going to be our boy Caesar. So
what I'm hoping for is that within the next 7 years, Mookie, you figure out how the green screen works.
Nope.
So
this was a powering through situation here. I don't know why. I tried earlier.
As you chroma key yourself out.
See, well, that's the thing is it's a beautiful teal here, trying to rep the FC colors because another huge win for them this weekend as they remain undefeated at home and top of the table. Fantastic stuff. But before I get yelled at for talking soccer, I do want to ask you guys a 7-year anniversary question, since you had made a reference to the timing of the start of the show as your parenthood, if you will. What's been a more productive use of your time, this show or family life?
In the spirit of Mookie, pass.
In the spirit of Scott, FTK.
FTK, exactly, right. See, that's where I was kind of like, I will just lead them right up to this one. So at least I got that part of the green screen sorted out today. Great Tuesday.
Caesar in the chat, he said, before I get shat on for not showing up to work, that for real work, HR did me dirty with my schedule this week. We miss you, Caesar.
I gave you the hat tip, son. I'm out here trying to represent. You are the second coming. I don't know if anyone thinks that's good or bad, but it is.
Tyson said, remember the good old days, free Mookie. Also, why is his YouTube logo Punish
Oh my
Her?
God, yes.
That is,
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
Then Robert said, I remember the pre-Mookie days. I miss Joe. So do I. I miss Joe a lot, man.
Shout
I would
out,
have loved to have Joe. I had all these plans for the 7-year show. I was going to try to get Joe back on. I was going to try to get all of the interns together.
Oh, man, I was just thinking that. I'm
interns
like,
in.
we should have done the reunion that we've talked about with the interns today. Just had them pop in real quick.
You know what, though? This is way more on brand to not actually do it, but to then talk about all.
Oh
the
yeah, well, I mean that's
like,
the
it would have been
genesis-
so cool. It'd been
The
great,
genesis
right?
of this show was talking about it for about 7 years before actually doing it. So yeah, we'll eventually get to
around to it,
the
yeah.
intern.
It was.
reunion.
I was so proud of myself because I was super proactive. This was like back in March. I was like, okay, I got plans for the anniversary show this time around. I'm not letting it slip by this time. And the next thing I know, I was like, oh shit, that's next week. Well,
I also
Dick
like it's
Runcler's
like
coming on, so that's
way
cool.
back in March, like
Ooh.
2 weeks ago.
I like Gabe's question.
So long ago.
Gabe chiming in with a how many interns have you had?
I started trying to
Raising-
thinking. I started trying to think of which I was like, Edon, Aiden, Mr. Walk Everywhere.
Christian. We started off with Cam. Cam was the first intern.
Yeah, Cam who ditched us mid project.
Oh, I
We
forgot about
had
that.
Aiden,
Didn't we have
Edon,
one that-
Christian, and then Caesar. And Caesar has taken his place as like the fourth host. He'll always be referred to as intern Caesar, but he's a host of the show.
I think what we need to do is just treat it like, Dialogue.
He's our
on the
Kevin
Chappelle Show.
Eubanks.
It's Caesar, and Caesar. Right? Those are the interns we've had. They're
He's
all
our
listening to
Gelman.
him.
He is our going. We got an awesome show tonight. Dick Runclair, the Instagram, the girl behind the Instagram account that runs Dicks on her Nike running app, is coming on to hang out with us tonight. We're gonna do a little hockey. She is a hockey expert, so she is coming for Scott's crown. We're gonna do Claire versus Scott in a
My
do that
crown.
hockey
It
battle.
gets taken every time we do one of these. My crown.
I don't know what you're talking about.
At least you're coming
Scott.
up with
How that happens.
Good.
You're the hockey expert on this show, man.
The
I
first
also
step in
wanna talk about-
recovery is admitting you have a problem, Scott. So I'm very proud of you.
I also want to talk about there were 2 perfect games ruined by errors this week
Whoa!
in horrible fashion. We got to talk about that, and also there's some football news. Something happened with some free agent signing, but also the SEC is a bunch of cucks, so that'll be fun to talk about. Before we do all that, though, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking tonight. Fire up that music, Scott, for the 7-year anniversary show. What is in your mug, and what's banging?
I felt so inspired by you a couple weeks ago with the porch rocker and the fact that Caesar couldn't pronounce Leinenkugel. So I went with a throwback. Since we were throwing it back to the beginning of the show, I just got me some Leinenkugel, just chilling with my summer shandy. For those of you who don't know, 4.5% of pure lemonade.
4.5%. You need 12 of those tonight.
I mean, yeah, a case at a time, but it's because I enjoy the flavor as much as I enjoy, the destination.
Dude, we still have to. We've talked about that before. Every time Leinenkugels comes up, we've got to do the combo shows where we just start mixing beers, like kind of like what you did with your leftover stouts, but the ones that like Leinenkugels for Shandy and Yingling taste just like an Arnold Palmer. It's an amazing drink.
Yes, I actually mixed a Leinenkugel with a Sam Adams the other day. I was like, how close to porch rocker can I make it myself? It wasn't too bad. I was actually
That's
kind of
gotta be
surprised.
pretty
I was
close
able to get
right
pretty
there.
close. Yeah.
You
So
just
it's
got
bangable,
Slightly
right?
more Sam Adams than Leinenkugel, but it worked.
All right, fair enough. Mookie, what are you drinking, and would you bang it?
It's a tough call, but I got to say, Scott, I thought of you this weekend. I ran into another Baja Blast lover, and I told him they had to try the Mountain Dew Hard so he could have the Baja Blast. Like, I can give you my boy's number, Scott. He's a huge Baja Blast fan, too. Y'all can hang out. You got something to talk about.
Is his name Mike Burlon? Because nobody's bigger fan of Baja Blast than me and Mike Burlon.
It's
That's
so
right.
true.
The 2 biggest Baja Blast fans right here. me and
Immense.
Scott.
Absolutely immense.
I
right.
collected Baja Blast proof of purchase to get a pair of Baja Blast underwear. That's how Baja Blast big I am.
That's a lot of Baja Blast UPC
Yeah.
codes.
Yes.
I only got the sunglasses, so that's a lot of Baja Blast.
I would have
You got to step
assumed,
your game up.
I would have thought you
Do
would have
you
held
even
out for the-
Baja Blast, bro?
Baja Blast board shorts. Not down with that?
No, not the board shorts.
No,
Wait,
no,
that's
the
way
shorts
too
were
many
undies.
undies.
The Baja
All right,
Blast
well,
tidy
anyways.
whities.
What? This is
I
going
said the
well.
Baja Blast tidy whities.
Tank said, "Cheers to 7 years, boys." Thank
Cheers to you, Tank.
you, man. It has been. And Gabe said, "A lot of blasting." That's typical on this show. Mookie, what are you drinking?
Plot twist, westbound and down. This one's interesting because it doesn't even have a decoration on the can. It's just got like a straight up generic ass beer drop can, like label situation. Pretty solid though, 7% IPA. I would most definitely bang it after a nice hearty Italian dinner.
That's a risky move, man. After a hearty Italian dinner, like some chicken parm, you're gonna make that jump.
Yeah, well, yeah, because what you're looking for at that point is a long, drawn-out situation, so that you can digest along the way. But it also helps prevent the we'll say the premature yips.
Wow.
Gabe said it's Caesar inspired. He's drinking Steve Austin's Broken Skull Double IPA, 8% ABV from El Segundo Brewing Company. He said he's absolutely banging. Tyson is drinking Mick Ultra. All right, man. Hey, it's beer.
Are you
Go for
golfing
it.
or something,
I'm not
Tyson? Like
what is it? 7:30 in the morning?
Tell
Right?
my mother-in-law to stop pretending she's Tyson.
Oh, we know it's Tyson because look at the picture used.
Yeah, that was a choice he made.
He switched it up to Mookie. Robert is drinking Anchorage Brewing's Wasteland, a 10% ABV triple
Jesus
IPA
Christ.
with Strata, Nelson, Simcoe, and Mosaic hops, fermented in hazy Chico yeast. Good lord!
Oh,
The
I didn't say.
description-
I didn't say though that this would be a porch hammock bang. By the way,
Ooh,
yeah, porch hammock.
that's risky,
that's
right
impressive.
there, man.
Yeah, it's risky, but I'm going for it after some.
Is it
Sunday
even
Sundays.
possible? Can that even happen? Like, I'd be nervous that's gonna flip.
Well, you
I'm
just
scared it's gonna flip. over.
you just got to get it in and then
If you're
kind of
drunk enough.
soak, right?
Soak.
I mean, there doesn't need to be a lot of motion.
I didn't realize Mookie was a BYU graduate.
Well, see, that's the solution of this BYU situation. You don't need someone there to jump on the bed if you got that slowly like rocking hammock, right?
Ooh, it comes another gust of wind.
That Tyson, that better be your next icon right there. I need you to cut that face because that was his vinegar strokes, motherfucker.
Woo. Anyways, Robert said this is a top 5 IPA ever. Would bang. That sounds absolutely amazing. Drew, Tyson rightly pointing out a big Italian dinner is right from the squirts. That's the dangerous game you're playing right there, my
Squirts,
friend.
what kind of Italian dinner are you eating, bro? Like the squirts, you got a lot of carbs in there to keep things nice and solid.
Also, we've got 2 really good Baja Blast jokes in here. Whitey said Baja Blast the back end.
After a large Italian dinner, you will be.
I don't think you guys are doing Italian right.
And then Tank said premature ejaculation equals Baja Blasting.
Yes, sir.
A Baja blasted and then went to bed. Good night.
Isn't it great? This is the show that Dick Runclair is coming on. Like, I feel like
She's
we're
missing
leading
all
into
this
well.
goodness, though. That's the best part. She doesn't know what she's walking into.
That's true. Yeah, the bar will be high. I hope she's aware of that.
We
at
primed
least.
the pump before you got here. Let's go.
Look, we're talking to a girl who runs in the shape of dicks like this. I feel like this is the perfect opening to the
That's
show.
what I mean. But at the same time, this is gold, man. This is
It is
fucking
pretty
gold.
good. I am drinking. So, Scott, I went around to 3 different stores today trying to find Nutcase Porter, which was the first beer we ever drank on this show. And I was like, I'm going to bring that back, and could not find it. And I didn't want to go all the way to the brewery. So,
you went
instead, I
with
got
Honey
an-
Brown. Honey Brown.
No, I didn't go. Honey Brown. That would have been good.
That would've been
real
good.
The old nostalgia episode. No,
Solid
I went with
choice.
a different one from Listerman. This is CAF 15. It's their celebration beer for Cappy's 15th anniversary. It's a stout. It's 11.2%, so I feel good because I got a higher ABV than Robert Taylor does tonight. And it's aged in bourbon barrels. And my God, this is amazing. This is you would Baja Blast all over your thighs.
All over his thighs. Like, you mean he'd fill up the shorts? Is that what you're saying?
I'm
Like
saying
the Baja
exactly what
boxers
he's
would be
saying.
full?
I'm saying you would Baja Blast all over the thighs.
Oh,
Oh my god.
some dude just scored in the Islanders game and gave some dude on the Hurricanes a bloody face in the process. I feel like that's playoff
It's a
hockey
different
right
type
there.
of Baja Blast right there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, like the fruit punch flavor too, especially.
He said Baja is Hank Hill ejaculating, and now
I heard that. Baja. Damn it, Bobby.
That boy ain't right.
and that is perfect timing to bring in our
Oh,
guest.
sorry, Scott. You don't get your rap air horn because Mike wants to introduce the guest.
No.
of the show.
We'll give the rap air horn to Dick Run Claire. That's
Yeah,
fine.
let's bring in our guest, Dick Run Claire. Claire, how's it going?
Hey, I don't think I'm having as good of a time as you guys are right now, but
No, definitely not. That's on
posture.
us. I apologize. It is so nice to meet you. Thank you for hanging out with us. So just to kind of level set this, we've got a Facebook group, and somebody found the Vice article that was done about Dick Run Claire back in like 2019. It started going viral again. They shared it in, and they were like, "You got to get her on the show." So I reached out, and here we are, Dick Run Claire on
here
the
we
show.
are. In this, you can put a face, a voice to all the dicks. Here you go.
Hey, oh, wow. All right.
Claire, I know. I mean, for anybody that's read the article, they know you said that this started just as an accident. So take us to that first run where you run and then look back and go, "Oh shit, that's a dick." Like,
Like the most Freudian accident of all time, right? Like, I feel like I would just confirm every theory he ever had. But truly, I was visiting my brother. He's a golf pro. And so he's lived all over the US teaching. And at the time he was living, I think, in Missouri. And I was just visiting him, went for a run, got lost, course corrected, found my way back, posted it, and everyone thinks dicks are funny. So history was made. Man's been drawing dicks on things since the dawn of time. So
Those
I
were
feel like-
some of the first ever cave drawings. Were dick pics.
really, no, people send me articles. I get more dick articles than you could ever imagine. But like there's cave drawings. I mean, it's everywhere. So
And beyond, you
posted
read
it,
all the articles,
and
don't
then
you?
you start to blow up on Instagram. Like you continue to do this, and like you start to gain a following. So I got to know, like, is your followers just a bunch of dudes that are giggling at pictures of dicks, or like what's the demographic of your Instagram following now?
I think it's actually split pretty evenly because you can see, but it is pretty even on the gender side. A lot of like a big chunk, not even in the US, but it's
Dick pics. Okay, all right.
yeah. So it's kind of all over. But I can always tell when an article gets published and like where, because it'll be like all of a sudden I'll see a spike of accounts that look like they're in Sweden, and I'm like, okay, like an article got published.
All right, so I gotta know: are all of your runs dick runs, or do you do regular runs and then you just post the dick runs? Like, what's the process that you go through here?
I do a lot of regular runs. I only post the dick runs. There's a lot of people that post every run. For me, it's not for me. You don't want to see my crappy runs in between. But they actually take, like, I'm very good at it now, but they take quite a bit of planning and kind of going over the map and finding. I like to find a natural road dick. There's a lot of
None of those circumcised road dicks. It's got to be all natural.
So what I mean, like you can run in a park, right, and kind of run free form. So I like to do it on the road.
Okay, no, I'm asking my question now because they said this was bullshit leading into the show, and I was like, no, I'm going to ask this because I don't know how to do this. With your experience and knowledge in drawing a dick while you run, how can I figure out how to mow a dick into my front lawn? Like, are those skills transferable, and can you help me?
Yeah, I've seen people swim dicks like with the GPS. So yeah, you definitely can do this on a lawnmower.
Like, what's the process then? How does that work exactly? Do I need a template first?
Yeah.
Like a dick template. Do you have one of those?
Yeah. So I either like to plan them and map my run. You can like plot out a route, foot path, so you can draw them. And then when I run, I turn the GPS on and trace it.
Okay.
So you can do that over your front lawn or back.
Claire, that sounds like, wait a second. You map it out first and then you turn the GPS on and run. I feel cheated. This feels like cheating. I thought this was free form, like you planned it out and then ran the dick and you knew, okay, once I get to this side street, I have to turn in to get the tip. Like this
That's
is all
literally
GPS
what you just said she does.
Yeah, that's what I do. So I plot it ahead of time so I know where I'm going to turn. And I still mess them up all the time anyway, because you just start running and you get to turn.
She's like, well, that was one sloppy dick.
But yeah, so I definitely plan them out, especially the more intricate ones, like where there's a hand involved or things like that. And those like even plotting them, I mess it up. So I have to.
So you have Scott dying right now.
It's just the idea of the artistry of the whole thing. Like seeing the different maps that she had and knowing that they were planned, it's just it takes me back to first grade. It's like
Claire, do you have a whole folder of posts that you don't have because you messed up the dick? Like you were like, nah, I can't post this dick. I screwed this one up too bad.
No, usually I post them anyway. The bar is pretty. People are following me for dicks that I ran on the road. Like the bar is low. So
you've come to the right place then, Claire. Welcome. Welcome to the low bar.
Thank you.
A low bar podcast.
Robert said he's already voting on Claire to replace Mookie. So there you go, Claire. You got a spot as a host already. Mookie will be kicked off the show. Tyson wants to know which dick runs are the hardest. There's definitely a joke made there.
I feel like I should have a good answer for that by now.
I'd actually think that the short shriveled ones would be a little bit tougher because you got to be so close and tight on your turns. It's like I just did a chub today. It was the hardest run I've ever done.
He wants to know too, is it the length of the run or the girth, which adds to the good feeling afterwards. So I do know this.
Yeah, and that one I have an answer for. So neither. For me, it's the hills, right? Did you good ups and downs?
When you're planning out your routes, do you look back at previously run dicks to be like, well, that one I had too big of balls on that one, so we got to go smaller balls this time around.
I have gone back, and yeah, I've rerun routes because I was like, oh, I could totally do that better. You see something once you're on the road, you're like, oh, I can. Or a lot of times I'll see where I'm like, oh, there's a fence there that I can hop, and so there's a lot of passing involved. And once I realize the areas I can, because I run a lot in areas I don't know, so once I find where I can do a little trespassing without getting arrested, that's a game changer.
Fair. I think, Mike, she just admitted that she does one of the things we swore we would never ever do, and that's edit the show and post. Just let it out there. Just whatever you do, first shot, one shot, no edit, just raw.
Claire, Tank said that he bets there's a big Venn diagram between your followers and Blink 182 fans.
I feel attacked, first of all, Tank.
Maybe I'll open that one day.
Okay. It's always said in kind of a derogatory fashion towards, like, you know, strippers and prostitutes, or I guess porn stars more, but like I would be proud if you were my child. Like, what do your parents think? Like, are your parents like, are they like embarrassed that their daughter's dick run Claire, or do they embrace it? Because I mean, I'd be retweeting them on, but like, look at what my daughter did. My daughter's dick run Claire, y'all. Like, look at this.
He's asking if there's any.
Thinks it's so funny. Yeah, they're fine. I mean, my mom, as most mothers are, they're like so proud of their kids. Mine was like, oh, my daughter has the best sense of humor.
That's the way you tell it at parties. My daughter has an amazing sense of humor. Let me tell
you. When you are planning out your runs, are you focused? So like, are you looking at like, well, I want a straight shot, so this one's going to be a longer shaft, smaller balls.
Straight shot.
No,
you didn't even mean to do that either, did you?
I didn't mean to do that one.
The road dick presents itself. I go with, so I'll map out a bunch. And then depending what kind of run I need, I'll pull from the file and see.
Okay.
Dick file.
I don't mean to get serious here, but I feel like we have to, because in my research for this show, I found out that there is another Claire that also does dick runs, and there was an Instagram beef between the two of you. So 2 different Claires who both do dick runs, and she was claiming you were a hack and you stole her idea, and it was like a legit beef. Did that ever get squashed?
So I mean, I haven't heard from her in years. So that all happened when my account first blew up. It was actually Barstool was the first. They posted something about my account, and I didn't even know it. And I guess she saw it there. So they tried to get us to go on Rough and Rowdy. And I was like, I have a real job. I don't know about this. Like, it's a bad decision. And yeah, so I think that's where we left it.
So you had the chance to fight in the ring at a Barstool Rough and Rowdy. You passed, and it's never been brought up since.
I know, crazy that I would decline that offer, right?
You should have just for one day only become middle finger run Claire, and then drawn a middle finger to send her. It's like she knows who this is for.
Also, I gotta be honest, Claire, I feel like you missed an opportunity here, because you wouldn't have actually had to fight. All you would have had to do is get in the ring, take an early fall, but have someone put a shit ton of cash on the other girl to win, and you're coming out smelling like roses.
Sorry, Mookie's a real degenerate. We can't contain him.
I'm just saying, just always trying out there to, make sure I'm taking care of our listeners by providing them opportunities to win money to buy themselves out of the doghouse.
Yeah. So if I need a manager, I think I know who I'm calling.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Oh, dear God, don't do that, Claire.
Dude, I know how to hide some money. Don't you worry.
You don't need Mookie managing anything for you. Tyson wants to know if people send you different dick runs. So now that you have the account, are people sending you like, hey, check out my dick? Do you get unsolicited dick run pics?
I do. And like, if you asked me before the account blew up, if I would open something that said, here's my dick pic, like, absolutely not. There's still a little bit of fear every time, but I open them.
Probably.
But people will tag me in them. But there's a lot of dick runners out there who also just kind of post. They do the same thing. They post dick runs. So yeah, I see lots of dick runs, and there's lots of dick runners out there making content.
So, Mike, I don't know if you see what's happening in the chat, though, but we've got a couple new dick runners themselves, because I saw Robert Taylor go, let's go on a dick run together. And I was like, Robert, you don't run. And then I saw him and Tyson talking back and forth. And now Matt Staten, there could be a dick run in California for your next live show there, Matt. What do you think?
He wants to do a live dick
Let's
beer
do it.
mile.
Have Robert out there. People are making dates, connections happening.
Claire, if I show you some of the dick runs, would you immediately are you able to connect the run to the map? Like, as soon as you see the map, you're like, oh, I remember that run. Like, or is it just like, once I run the dick, it's over and I never think about it?
Put that dick behind me.
Crazy.
Like, situation here. No. I probably would remember. I would at least remember where it is.
She has one night stands with her dick runs. She's like, never do the same dick run twice. Forget about him the next day.
Okay,
Sorry, but
I'm going to bring up. Go ahead, Mookie.
I was just going to say, Tyson putting in the chat that he'd do the veins, and this just brought another level to it. Have you ever layered dick runs on top of each other to almost create like a 3D dick?
I haven't tried that yet. I don't know that I'm not good at photo editing. I screenshot my map when I'm done, and that's it.
Mike does it too, so it can't be that
for
hard.
the scene in Superbad with all of the dick pictures.
Hey, remind me.
You don't remember the scene in Superbad when Seth opens up his lunchbox as a child and he's got a bunch of dicks that he's drawn?
Yes, right. He had like a compulsion drawing dicks.
Yes. I see the similarities here. So maybe they called you up like, hey, we need some ideas for these dick drawings. Like, what do you got for us? We've seen your work on Instagram.
Yeah. I think they traced a couple from mine.
All right, I'm gonna pull up some of these dick runs, Claire, and I want to see if you can remember, like, if it takes you back to the place, and you can describe
the
the
dick
run and be like,
pics.
oh, I remember that. Yeah, we're essentially just gonna show Claire all of her dick pics that she's posted online. Here's the first one that I found. This one's fairly recent. Very long dick run here, 20.9 kilometers. That's a long dick run. Take us through this dick run.
Yeah. So that one. So I was training. I ran a half marathon on Sunday, so I was training for it. So I live in Jersey City, so that's where the map is. And it was a day that was so hot, I had to stop for water. I didn't bring water. I had to stop for water twice on the run. So once on the right testicle, and then I stopped for water somewhere up around, like, I don't know, towards the top of the shaft. I think I had to stop on the very top
Right
end.
there at the mushroom camp.
Well, and that answers Stag's question, because he said, do you run circumcised or uncut dicks? And it's very apparent that all of your dick runs are circumcised dick runs.
Yeah, I got a little diversity in. I get a lot of requests for that.
Diversity, it's important.
Robert said, I swear if this bit ends with an actual dick on screen, I'm flying to Ohio and waterboarding it with Skyline Chili. There will not be, Robert. I promise.
No.
Robert, he'd like that. You got to use Gold Star instead.
I'm not doing that. Okay, here's the next dick I want to show you. And this is one that you had mentioned previously when you talked about the intricacies that you do. So this is one with the hand incorporated.
Yes. Also, that also was pretty recent. So these are pretty recent ones. But these are the ones that I look crazy when I'm running them, because on the fingers, you're running up and down the same streets like 3 times. And people are looking, they're like, are you lost? Like, how do you not, like, I have not figured this out. Like,
Claire, what happened down here at this portion of the dick where it got all like chopped up here? I don't know what happened to this dick. It was
looks like you pinched a little too tight.
That's where I get lost on maybe there's like condom on there, we could say. I don't know.
Oh, well, it's good that you practice safe dick runs.
Yeah. No, but that's where I always at some point get lost or miss a turn or do something wrong. And then, but that's the dick runs are hard, no pun intended, for doing a true run, because you're looking at your phone the whole time. So you kind of have it out, drawing, like watching exactly what you're doing. So they're slow runs.
Robert has a justification for it. He said the shaft was pierced, but it ripped out very dramatic.
That's not okay, dude.
I've never done a pierced dick run, so I think
there you go.
All right, we just
little Prince Charles action.
Yeah.
Biscuit, since you mentioned you're from Jersey City, Biscuit wants to know, is it Taylor ham or pork roll? What do you go with?
Pork roll.
Okay. I know that's like a big Jersey debate. I don't understand why, but I guess
I don't either. I was born and raised in New Jersey, and I say pork roll, but mazel if you want to say Taylor ham.
Mazel indeed. I'll drink to that.
All right. I've got 3 more dick pics to show you here, Claire. This one was impressive to me because this one you actually added the dick splooge on the run.
And on top of the merry-go-round, nonetheless, either.
Yeah, that's what
you know what?
The part is was you're right by the merry-go-round playhouse and you're drawing a dick squirting.
You missed the FTK hashtag on this one, I'm pretty sure.
So that one, I have family who live in upstate New York. So that's actually on, I want to say Owasco Lake, on the north end of Owasco Lake. And so this is one where I ran in a field and just kind of free-formed it. So this is how, if you want to do something in your lawn, it's kind of like this.
Okay. I see how we're getting now. All right. Will I have proper motivation if there's no merry-go-round? That's hard to say, really.
All right, this one you posted on Father's Day. Very nice of you to post this one on Father's Day. You went a little bit different on the dick run and went ahead and posted a sperm.
Oh yeah,
you did a little sperm run instead.
It's a sperm sprint. Yeah, the father's, got to recognize the father's contribution. So, yeah.
That's it, though. That's all fathers do is sperm, right, guys? That's all you're good for.
This was just a day of load management for Claire. That's all, just load management.
Wait a second. Hold on. I got to switch over here because you earned that one. That's well done. My favorite part there is just all the people who just tag their friends in your pictures. Like, hey, look at this. You ran a sperm.
But so I will say, so that's like, and I also love people make the funniest comments. Like I live for it. Like there are days where the comments are just on fire. And I'm like, I wish I could be this clever, but it's phenomenal going through the comments.
Robert said we call that a happy little accident run. And for the ladies watching, don't think that Claire caters only to dick runs, because you have also done on International Women's Day a vagina run, which I thought the stopping point on this one was very well done. That
is well done.
Pristine touch to this run.
I did it any other way in the trash. Couldn't have posted it.
Well, how did you find this street layout too? It's so perfect.
You know what? And this probably comes as no surprise, but this is really hard to find.
Yeah.
But
it's
honestly,
hard to find pussy out there,
This is up in the Poconos. So the Poconos in Pennsylvania, and they happen to have
that far.
Yeah, so I drive all over for the runs, but I will say, so my family, we have a lake house in the Poconos, so it's close to the lake house, but yeah, that would be a bit far for a daily drive, but I'll drive 45 minutes an hour somewhere.
I was just gonna say, I was like, are you taking the show on the road, like the Dick Run Claire tour?
Yeah, well, I used to travel for work, and when I would be in different cities, I would always plan a Dick Run there, so I made in St. Louis, one of my favorite. The Dick Run wasn't that cool, but I ran it under the arch. So I made the arch like a cock ring. It's funny if you know the city and know exactly where it was placed, but
Mike, you got to find that one.
I'm going to have to dig through. This is why I wish Joe was still here to dig through and find the St. Louis Arch cock ring run. Claire, besides dick runs, you're also a big hockey fan, right?
I sure am.
So I did want to do this. We have a hockey expert on our show. Scott is our hockey expert. He knows.
Spoiler alert: the black guy really knows hockey. Bet you didn't see that one coming.
Let's give the segment the proper intro that it deserves.
But hey, as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
So, Claire, what I want to do is every time we have a guest come on that's a hockey fan, we like to put their knowledge up against Scott's knowledge to see if you can dethrone him as the official hockey expert of Craft Brewed Sports.
Okay.
And several that have attempted. All of them won because he's really bad at this. I don't know how he can be this terrible at it, but he is.
Well, this might be a show, and it may not go very well for either of us because I try to do the trivia they do during the games, and I'm terrible at it. So
don't worry, it's going to be more surface level than anything they put up.
Yeah, I think you're going to be just fine. What we're going to do for this game is I am going to give you a player. You just need to tell me what team that player plays for. Okay, so it's anybody with a decent knowledge of hockey should be able to get this. Okay, anybody that has watched some hockey this year should be able to know this.
Am I going to just see a face or
no? You're going to see it. You're going to see a name, and then you just have to tell me what team that player plays for. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready? Let's some music.
Yeah, Mike. I'm rethinking what we talked about.
This is gonna be bullshit. I already know how this is gonna go. This is gonna be like she got cat. That's how this is gonna go. But go ahead.
He pop. Hip Hop Anonymous.
Yes, exactly. Hip Hop Anonymous.
Okay, Claire, since you are the guest, you get to go first. Oh, what are you drinking there? What's your drink?
Oh, I'm having it's called Maximum Fun IPA.
That's a
I know you
fancy
guys.
can.
It is. It's very fancy can, very summery. I'm a big IPA fan. I know you guys always talk about your beer on here, so I went with beer tonight instead of wine.
Okay, but we always have to ask the question though.
Important
would you
question.
bang your beer? That's the key.
The rating scale.
Look at this beer. It's fun. It's like bright, good personality. Yeah, hell yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, I think you're ready for the game, Claire. So we'll start with you. First name here, Connor McDavid.
Edmonton Oilers.
Names. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I was like, can I steal? Can I steal?
Scott.
Son of a bitch.
Claire.
I'm so bad with names. This is gonna be
Okay, all right. No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid is an Edmonton Oiler.
I knew that one, you dick.
I realize now why
don't
you
get
couldn't show
cocky.
her the pictures
Don't
because
get cocky.
Oh,
Don't
I'm
get
not gonna
cocky.
get cocky. I just know that you're gonna give me someone that you can't pronounce next. That's what's coming.
Oh,
Yeah, you
is that what
fucked,
you
Scott.
think is coming, Scott? Okay. How about Matthew Chuk? All right. How about that? Matthew Chuk.
It looks close enough to Keith Kachuk, so I'm gonna go Phoenix.
Phoenix. No, unfortunately.
Oh,
Chuck is
my
a Florida
goodness.
Panther.
That's terrible.
Sorry, Scott. Very
terrible.
But I knew
disappointing on
Keith
your
Kachuk. Come on, man. See,
We're all
this was
tied up.
90s
We're all
hockey.
tied up
I'd be
0-0. Claire, back to you. Here's your player, Austin Matthews.
I can guess any team. Like I have literally no.
I'll give
Play
you a
somewhere
hint.
cold.
You got a 1 in
players
30
are
chance.
All of the players are from playoff teams this year, so that narrows it down for you a little bit.
He plays in a country that will never win the Stanley Cup.
Oh my god, that was a little rough. All right, so I'm gonna say Toronto.
Boom. Well done.
That is correct. Austin Matthews is a Toronto Maple Leaf. Claire
That
with
was
1
just,
point.
that was luck. Yeah.
Those sons of
look at
bitches
Jeremy
came back
Martin,
last night to take that 3-1 lead. This is not looking good for the rest of the league, Scott. Are you worried?
No, about Canada. Come on.
Just saying.
And
If the
even
league-
more to the point, Toronto definitely not.
All right, fair.
All right, Scott, your next hockey player, Valerie Nichushkin.
I'm gonna go with the Predators.
Nichushkin
I steal?
plays for your team, the Avalanche.
I didn't think you would do that right away. I thought for sure you were gonna hit me with an Avalanche player towards the end. You dumb. Well played.
Scott, are you at all worried about the way the Kraken seem to have the upper hand on the Avalanche here, heading back to Denver for Game 5?
Of course, I'm not worried about the defending Stanley Cup champs, son of a bitch.
We could do that hockey part.
All right, yes, we did it. Claire, you have a 1-0 lead here going into round 3. Number 3, Nikita Kucherov.
Oh my gosh.
He plays somewhere warm. They're also a blue team.
Shout out to DRC because they thought you were just going to come in here and run the shit. And I'm glad that you are honest about your hockey knowledge and you're going to, this is fantastic. This is going great.
She's still beating you, Scott.
I don't care. I don't care.
One team's blue. I'm realizing that I can't picture a single logo when I'm on the spot here either.
See, the moment got to you, right? It happens. It's totally understandable. Don't worry.
Not
Claire.
that I
Don't feel
think
bad.
even in a no pressure situation, I'm so bad with this stuff. I still would not get it.
Scott.
Nikita Kucherov plays for the Lightning. He's Tampa Bay Lightning.
I was gonna say Florida, and then I was kept thinking Panthers, and I was like, that's not right.
That's all right.
Well, you're correct. That is true. So that's a half point, though, right?
Shut up.
I mean, I said it after the fact. I don't know if that's really.
Oh, no. Don't humor them. Just tell them no.
Can you see the
Scott,
friendship we have here?
Your next player, Scott, round 3. You're still down 1-0 here. Jani Hakanpää.
You got the umlauts.
Way to go, Mike.
Umlauts in that name. That's impressive. That's a lot of umlauts.
Boston.
No, Yanni plays for Dallas. He's a
Oh,
Dallas
yeah.
star. Hakanpää. What a
Layup.
name that is. That is a hockey
That's
name.
something.
Like if you met some guy on the street and he was like, "Hi, I'm Jani Hakanpää," you'd be like, "Which NHL team do you play for?" Because you're clearly a hockey player. There's nothing else you can do with your life. Claire, Igor Shesterkin.
Skin.
This is
There's
one
no
that
S
you
there,
should-
you idiot.
You should probably know this one just
Chester
based on your
Skin.
team's series currently.
Chester Skin.
He might ride the subway in.
What was that, Claire? Sorry.
It sounds like a made up name. Like
It's not made up. I promise you it's not. It's just
all
If
names
you're gonna
were
make
like
up one, it'll be for me. Don't you worry, Claire.
I'm
Like,
the Islanders.
so close. He's a Ranger.
Yeah.
He's
Wow.
playing against you currently. All right, Scott, over to you. This might be the last round here. I think this is the last round of names. So Scott. Oh wait, no, you have 2 more, Scott. Pavel Dorofeyev.
Red Wings.
Who'd you say?
Red Wings.
No, incorrect.
I
He's a big
appreciate the hat
guy.
tip, but-
Look at this kid. This kid looks like he's 10. That name is ridiculous. Claire, your last chance here. You've got a 1-0 lead. If you get this one correct, you officially beat Scott. He can't come back.
Make it check
wait,
you.
what?
Timo Meyer.
Claire.
I got
Come on, you're so close, Claire. You just did it. You got it. Claire, who's your favorite hockey team?
The Devils.
Oh, she got it. Good job, Claire.
Well done. All right.
Timo Meyer is a Devil. All right, Scott, I'll give you a chance to try to get on the board. But you lost. You are no longer the hockey expert on the
No,
show. It is
thanks.
Claire. Claire reigns supreme. Eunice Donskoy. Let's go with Donskoy. But it's Eunice. What another name.
Calgary.
Nope, he's a Kraken.
Oh.
Scott, you
I mean,
goose egg, Scott.
Geographically
Well,
close.
Well,
Scott, 0. You're the hockey expert on this show.
Wait,
and you got
Mike.
None of those names correct.
Mike, let's hold on. I got a bailout one for him. This is the one I was texting about before the show. Scott, who does Sebastian Aho play for?
Columbus.
Oh my God, no. First of all, it's all playoff teams. Second of all, both the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Islanders have a dude named Sebastian Aho. So you had 2 shots to get that right, and you still blew it.
You could have asked me who the playoff teams are, and I probably would have accidentally still said Columbus. So, oh, my bad.
Hey,
You
Scott,
said that so defiantly, like, oh, we're
disappointed.
only doing playoff teams. Like, okay.
Scott, why don't you find the quick hitter questions real quick? Let's.
Oh, I already have them up. I remembered.
fantastic.
I
All right.
remembered this time. No vapor needed, baby.
Claire, this is the other thing we do with every single guest. This is how we find out if we like you and if we want you to come back on the show. These are very intense questions. Don't
Okay.
think too hard about them. You get 2 choices. You got to pick
Either
one or the
way-
other. Gut reaction.
Either way, though, I will say she is the official show expert dick runner. So there's
Yes.
that. No matter what, that's the only that prize will be yours when you leave here today. No matter what.
Also, hockey expert.
Oh yes. In addition to
You know
the
what?
hockey expert.
Mike,
I see
filed
some
it.
of the questions in the comments about some very intense hockey questions. So
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's our audience takes their hockey very seriously, just like we do. We are clearly
Very serious.
very involved.
Hockey and Baja Blast. That's what we
Yep.
do on this show.
Mhm.
Jared did say hockey expert is a loose term. Also, happy 7 years. Thank you, Jared. Appreciate
Thank
you,
you, Jared.
man. All right, so Claire, we will get you. We'll let you go after this. Plug your Instagram real quick before we do these quick hitter questions, so that people can follow you and check out your dick runs.
Yeah, it's Dick Run Claire, but some underscores in there, right? Dick underscore run. Or you can wait for a Vice article to circulate again. I'm sure they will.
There'll probably be a slow week in like August or something. It's bound to happen. But don't fuck around with that other Dick Run Claire. She's not the truth. We don't like her. She's no good.
That's right. Screw the other Dick Run Claire. So how often does that pop back up, Claire? You said like you'll notice a spike from a country. How often does that happen where an article recirculates?
I feel like the news has been pretty crazy these last few years. So there haven't been a lot of slow news days. But a couple times a year, honestly.
That's amazing. Because that's what, when the article popped up, I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And then I was like, I'm also almost 10 years late to this.
To be fair, it's only been 7 years we've been doing this, so like only 7 years late.
That's a good point. But Claire, thank you for hanging out with us. So I'm going to turn it over to Scott. He is going to ask you these very serious questions, and we are going to decide if we want you to come back.
Real quick before you start the music, what was that one that we said last time? Did we
the one we added?
That we said, oh, hey, that's got to be a new question.
Yes, the very last one. Are you in the
doc? Okay, I see it. All right, I see it.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
That's going to be a weird one to ask. Okay, let's get the music going.
Especially how you have it worded.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Thanks for that.
That's why I have you.
All right, Claire, are you ready?
Ready.
All righty. Plain cake donuts, yay or nay?
Yay.
What?
The disdain.
Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Correct. Bat flips, yay or nay?
Yay.
Good answer. Good answer.
All right, we're getting into the serious stuff here. When you button your shirt, you button it from the top down or the bottom up?
Oh, middle and then random direction. Chaos theory.
What?
Whoa.
Wow. Holy shit.
Give her an air horn. She just earned it.
You do get an air horn.
That's extra points, yeah.
Hang on. That is bananas, Claire.
Wow.
You're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy.
I mean, I'm real interested to see how this one goes, if that's how she buttons her shirt. When you zip your pants, do you button and then zip, or zip then button?
Button and zip.
That's correct. Scott doesn't like that. But that's
no.
Let's get Scott.
Oh, this is right up your alley. Are IPAs just pumpkin spice lattes for white dudes?
Oh my God. Pumpkin anything is atrocious. Get it out of here. No. Especially when they do the pumpkin beer.
Oh. Whoa!
Yes,
you have gone too far. You have gone too far, Claire.
Attacked!
Oh, no.
Claire, does stout suck?
No, I love a good stout.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Slowly coming back. That pumpkin beer slander will not stand.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That was a little offensive. All right,
toughen up, you
down the home
Nancy's.
stretch here. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Hell yeah. Chicken wings, all drums or all flats?
I have to pick one?
Yeah, you only get one.
Ooh, all flats then.
Correct.
Okay.
Pineapple on your pizza, yay or nay?
Yeah.
Good.
I'll
Yes.
allow it. I love that JB is all excited that you called out the pumpkin beer bitches.
He always shows up the most timely of times.
Yep, just like, I can
missed all the hockey
they're
talk.
down.
Coke or Pepsi, Claire?
Oh, Coke for sure.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Oh, hell yeah. And it's
No.
Yes.
Claire.
Yes.
Hold on.
Claire.
Sorry.
All right. Last two. Topanga or Kelly Kapowski?
Ooh, oh man, it's kind of classic, but that's a really, really tough one. Kind of.
There is no wrong answer.
There's no wrong
That's
answer.
true, yeah. That's extra credit right there.
You're a walkaway winner no matter what. And finally, it's go time. Socks on or off?
Off.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You may have been borderline in serial killer territory if you had answered that one incorrectly. Based on some of the other answers.
Claire's like, I don't need to put my socks back on. They're already there. Now I'm going to button my shirt all kinds of crazy ways. Out the door, baby.
Now that my shirt's buttoned,
I was gonna say the dick runs make a lot more sense there, don't you think?
Claire,
thank you, Claire.
you
You've been
quite
awesome.
a few of those. I'm not going to lie. You had several that are completely incorrect. The pumpkin beer slander was awful, but I think we'll pass you and say we like you and you're welcome back anytime.
Well, I had so much fun, so I'm glad to hear that. I'd love to come back anytime. You guys.
Here's
are
what we're going to do, Claire. We're going to bring you back on the show, but during that episode, we're all going to be drinking pumpkin beers. So that's the next.
Oh, yeah.
You have to drink
You know what?
pumpkin.
You can drink them. I'll have
No,
my
no,
own.
Yeah,
no.
We're gonna have you back during basic bitch season in the fall. So we'll do some fall dick runs. We'll have our pumpkin beer. It'll all be good. You can bring your Ugg boots.
I love how we're enforcing this basic bitch season situation here. This is
We really
interesting.
Claire,
That's the
thank you
joke.
so much for hanging out. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Best of luck with the dick runs.
Thank you.
Keep on dicking.
Cheers, Claire. At Dick Run Claire is where you can find her on Instagram. That was
She was
freaking
awesome,
fantastic.
dude. She's
Oh
one of
my
my favorite interviews that we've ever done. That was great.
So good, man.
Eat it, Joey Chestnut. Bronson Arroyo.
Hey,
Dick Run Claire, bitch.
I miss Joey, so yeah, she's above Joey.
That's right. That one didn't count.
I would have missed my anniversary dinner for Dick Run Claire. How about that, Joey?
You went there.
JB says, I can only drink a pumpkin beer if I can correctly button my shirt in the middle. There is absolutely no way I will ever be able to drink a pumpkin beer again if that was the requirement. It would never end up correct. All right. I don't have the wheel today because of our guests, so we're just going to go ahead and talk some football. Fellas, big time football news this week. Probably the biggest news that's come out of football in the longest time. The SEC is looking at banning storming the field. And not just doing so in a way that's like, hey, if you storm the field, you get in trouble. They are going to force teams to lose their home games the next time they play that team. So last year when Tennessee stormed the field against Alabama and they took down the goalpost and threw it in the river and it was awesome. We celebrated and we thought it was the coolest thing ever. If this rule was in place, the next time Alabama was supposed to come to Tennessee would have to travel to Alabama. That's what they think is going to stop college kids from storming the field after a giant win. Mookie, you were the first one to find this story. What are your thoughts on the SEC not enjoying fun?
It was a really interesting morning poop while I read it, honestly. Like I at first was like, I saw the headline that they have a new way to stop, people storming the field. And I was like, okay, what kind of dumb shit is this? Like, do they really think they're going to pull it off? As you alluded to, with college kids going to be college kids, right? But as I read the article, it makes a ton of sense, not because of really anything that happens on game day, but the amount of money like Tennessee would lose if that game were to be played in Tuscaloosa. So yeah, them OWGs are going to find a way to keep the kids off the field to make sure they protect their cash. Because what speaks more than a $250,000 fine? A $2.5 million fine, or whatever the fuck it would be if they took that game away from them. Like, this could work. This could work, man.
Tank said this is a next level OWG move by the SEC. Scott, in terms of on the scale of 1 to baseball, where does this fall on the OWG scale?
This is Southern college football fan sitting on his porch drinking a sweet tea, talking about how good things used to be. Like, this is beyond fucking baseball. I mean, what are we doing? They're trying to garner the most money and everything, but they also want to make sure there's no fun being had. No fun, none at all. Like, unbelievable, man. Let the kids play.
Sarah with a great question here. How many people storming the field will be required to enforce this rule? What is the cutoff? What is trespassing and what is storming the field? Like, is it 20 kids? Is it 30 kids? Is it 40? Like, where do you draw the line between like, oh, we had some people run out onto the field as compared to, oh, they stormed the field? Also, this isn't just storming the field. They're talking about this for storming the court as well. So in basketball season, which would be very strange because you play like most of those in conference games are home and homes. So like the next season, do you just play 2 away games against that team? Like that, this feels like a logistical nightmare for teams to try to figure out if their fans storm the court or storm the field. But like, what if it's a non-conference game? Like, what if Tennessee beats Ohio State in the early season, in the early part of the season, they storm the field? The SEC can't even shit in that case, right?
I feel like this is the same type of overreaction you do with your kids, where it's like, you motherfucker, you finish all your dinner now, or you won't eat for another month. And then like later on you think about how like non-logistical that actually is, and like this is that. They're like, hey, if you do this, we'll take away all your home games. Oh, hey, that doesn't work. Yeah, well, they won't do it if the threat's out there. I know that much.
Also, we're talking about the SEC here. Like, who is to say that the visiting team doesn't storm the field dressed as the home team to try to force the home game for their fan? Like, we're talking about Alabama fans here. They will do whatever it takes to try to cheat the opposing team out of something. So if that means pretending to be Tennessee fans and storming the field so that Tennessee has to play at Alabama the next time around, it's amazing. Like,
you can see how this plays out too. This will be just like our whole like WWF thing where it's just like with Tiger and the whole live golf. You'll see these guys running out on the field in gear of what you think is the home team, and then as they get tackled and they're dragged off the field, they're like, Alabama, baby, I did it for us. I did it for us. Woo! Like, that's how this is gonna happen too for the fans, which solid strategy. I mean, imagine if you're just like, man, we can't beat these motherfuckers. You know what we should do? Get an extra home game. We might win one of them. Fuck it.
I was originally going to say, I think Sarah's got a great small business idea here, because she said, I can be that asshole who storms the field to force away games, kind of like Scott was alluding to. Thinking like, hey, catch yourself some dough to, go ahead and take that trespassing charge. Then I saw Gabe dropping the fire of, too bad they don't play because Ohio conference. I was like, well, damn it, that's good. Then Tyson pointing out that he loves how Scott calls his kids a motherfucker. Like it just rolls off your tongue. And I let my great
have you met me? FTK, baby.
FTK, baby. All day.
Said that's just like Antifa did to us on January 6th. Yeah, goddamn right, Tank. That's exactly what happened.
The Dicker Jabs.
All these damn
I want to
snowflakes.
storm the field now and run a dick in the field. I want a big dick right on Notre Dame field, like right on the field, and just be like, I ran this dick on Notre Dame State. Let's get Claire back on here. We got to see if she's got any.
Or even better, dude, you could actually get away with this. Run a dick on campus.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's of course you can run on campus. I want to do it on a field. I want like the map to show the stadium with a big dick on it. 100-yard dick.
100-yard dick? How long? Because that's how wide you want it to be, right? To match your proportions. Of the stadium.
Guys, the NCAA changed the rule quietly over the week. I don't know if you guys heard about this. The clock won't stop after first downs now because that's what everybody has been clamoring for. Less college football. That's exactly what the world wanted. They said, listen, we don't want to see these games be this long. We want less college football. Please keep this clock running as much as possible. Scott, is this the most useless rule change in sports history?
No, I actually like this.
You
shorten these motherfuckers.
Shorten
these motherfuckers up. Baseball started the trend, baby. We're rolling. Everything's getting shorter. We're rolling the clocks like it's high school or like it's elementary basketball. The clock don't stop, baby. Like we just rolling it. We're getting that 60 minutes of actual game time or whatever happens in between. Then we're done. We're going home. Fuck it. I'm game.
June started playing flag football this year. We get to the first game, and it's like some organization in Ohio that runs it. So we get to the first game. There's like 3 fields across the field. Like they go sideline to sideline. They fit 3 fields in the width of the field, and like we're like, all right, here we go. It's football time. Like, let's watch this. And then 40 minutes later, the referee was like, "That's the game," and I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" I didn't even finish the beer I snuck in here, and this game's already done. They are running like 6-minute quarters. I paid $180 for this league, and we're getting 40 minutes of gameplay a week. This is some bullshit, dude.
And
this is all baseball's fault.
And now we know why Mike brought up this topic, because he wanted to bitch about his flag football 40-minute allotment.
No, I wanted to bring it up because I think it's a stupid rule change, and I don't think anybody was necessarily crying. If you want to shorten college football games, just don't take as many TV timeouts. We've all been to college games where you see the guy come out with the hat and he stops it because he got to go to commercial break. Like, let's just cut those out, and then the game will be shorter. You don't have to stop. In college football, the clock stops for like 5 seconds after a completed pass just to reset the chains, and then it starts up again. So why this does nothing in the grand scheme of things. Like, this is a very stupid rule change, and I don't understand. Also, it changed in every level of college football except for Division III. You want to know why? Because Division III was like, this is stupid, and the NCAA was like, you know what? You're right. We won't change it, but we're changing it for them because they didn't say shit about it. So everybody else it changes for except for D3. I hate this rule. I'm furious at the NCAA for this.
Yeah, it's conspiracy time. It's conspiracy time. Me thinks there's a conspiracy going on here.
Let's get it going. Where's the conspiracy music? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Speaking, it's like we're talking about the OWGs. This is one. What? You can't hear what? Music?
You're back.
Oh, was I out for a second?
Yeah, you kind of faded out. You're back.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, what I was gonna say is we were sitting there talking about the OWGs, and if the OWGs are trying to shorten the game, there's only one reason they're trying to shorten the game. They'll take down the amount of money they make, so they have to pay less black players money. They're like, oh, there's less money coming in because these games are shorter. Can't give you as much NIL money. Sorry, guys. Well, you know, we really don't want to give you this money to begin with, but now there's less coming in because the games are shorter. Hey, you know, fans are clamoring for it. What can we do? Our hands are tied, guys. Sorry, blackies. Getting less cut of the pot.
Race card.
There you go. I was hoping we could get that one.
You know that's what the hell this is. They're sitting there in a room like, hey, you know we can play the black players less, right?
As soon as Scott said something about OWGs and money, I was like, I get the card ready because it's going to be at some point in this.
I can tell you, anytime I say theory time, get the theory time music ready, it's probably going to be something that has to do with race. I'm just going to throw that out there.
And the day that it isn't, we should have you take
Throw
it
it
out
out there
to
anyway.
be checked on because something ain't right.
Well, let's go to Biscuit's question here first. Speaking of kids sports, did you hear about the New Jersey Baseball League that makes parents who yell at or fight with umps come back and umpire 3 games before they can come back and watch their kid play?
Dude,
that is such
genius.
an amazing move on their part.
That is.
What a great idea. Like, there is no better way to shut up a parent than be like, you know what?
Tank with
the
brain buster over here, though. I don't know. I don't know how to answer this one. It's a
yeah.
good question.
In the conspiracy theory, Scott, do you side with the black student athletes or Team Petty OWGs? That's a very tough. And I'll take it one further. Not only black student athletes, but also these are they're referred to as kids. So are you Team Fuck Them Kids or Team Petty?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Well, actually, Team Petty and Team Fuck Them Kids are on the same side in this one. So I feel like
that's a good point. It's doubled up. It's actually black student athletes or Team Petty # Fuck Them Kids OWGs.
Damn. I got feet in both ponds. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
That's how that goes.
It's okay. I've never been a college athlete, so fuck them, right? And I love me some Petty. So fuck them blackies. Let's go.
Race card.
I mean that went just about how we should have predicted it was going to go, right? Like,
yeah,
I had to make all the sense in the world.
At the end of the day, if I'm gonna go what benefits me, being petty and following the money. Like, I mean, Gene Smith, we know what side he's on, and well, he's got feet in both ponds too. He's like, hey, yeah, fuck them. Like he's
Two paths diverge in the woods. Scott chose the one less.
Is it the one less traveled, or is it the one that's beaten to shit because all the white people have already taken it?
That does feel like it'd be the cheaper way to go.
Yeah,
you can just kind of
like well, and if the OWGs are taking it, it's actually paved and shit. Like the other one, that ain't paved. I gotta sit there and hack my way through it. Like, it's just the safer, more smart way to go. If we're being honest,
the interstate. It's not even the less traveled. Sarah, you deserve this. Oh man!
And Tank is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
It's true. I've
Tank
said it a million times. When
a
I
proud
get rich,
Black
fuck them
conservative
all.
when it benefits him. You have never shied away.
Wait,
from
hold
that
on.
take
When
of, like,
you
don't
get
be-
rich, isn't that your current stance?
No. I want shit. Black folks, get yours. And once we get ours, then fuck anybody else who ain't got it. Right? Like once we become the white elites, then fuck everybody else who ain't got it.
You're talking
right?
for the broader group right now. I
Yeah.
talking
Well,
about
and
Scott
I'm
Kaiser
talking about the
himself.
broader group, but more importantly, let me get mines first, and then fuck
Right, that's
everybody
what
else.
I mean, like
Color of creed does not matter once I get mines.
right, like your team
I'll
fuck
give a
them
shit.
all. Like
Yeah.
Scott's team, FTA or FTE, fuck them all.
hey, but until I get there, we're all in this together. We got to be so.
So it's just team fuck them kids.
I'm helping everybody until I pull myself out of the muck.
And then once you do, like a good conservative, you're going to push the others back in the muck.
Yeah,
Hell
Scott's
yes.
like, here, help me up. And then once I get up there, I got you. And he steps on somebody's head on the way down and goes, that sucks to be you, motherfucker. And then he dances
And
off.
pulls the person in that was helping him too, probably.
Hell yes. I was just gonna say, you gotta toss that motherfucker overboard too. Thanks for the help up. You can get back down there with those assholes.
Biscuit said you're a sports person.
Oh wow!
If the shoe fits.
Mm.
Oh gosh.
If the
Why
shoe
do my
fits,
sides
step
hurt?
on somebody's head with it.
Hey, print that t-shirt.
Write it down, Mike. Write that one down.
Oh god.
I still need to get the design for what was it? Love is, how'd you say it, Scott? God,
spread love, not hate, but fuck you haters.
Oh, that's what it was. Spread love, not hate, get fucked. Which,
Yes, get fucked.
which when I put it, I originally did a design last week and then I put it together and I was like, this kind of sends a totally different message.
Spread love, not hate, get fucked. I don't know. I feel like that's a
that
great
does.
message. It's a message of love and inclusion, man. Tank also saying Clarence Thomas, Jesse Lee Peterson, Candace Owens, Scott Kaiser. Rarefied air right there, my friend.
Elite company. To keep.
Guys, Aaron Rodgers signed with the Jets this week. Finally, they got traded. That saga's done.
Oh my god, yeah, that finally happened. Cool. We can stop talking about it. That's awesome. Thank God.
That just means now we can really start talking about it because all of this time was just leading up to when we can finally talk about it. Now we can actually talk about it.
I can't wait till he goes there, eats butthole, and the media just tears him apart. Like, because that's what's going to happen. Like, they have everything set up to have a honestly almost a Super Bowl run in them, which means they're probably going to suck ass. Like, there's no other outcome possible.
It's just interesting because that division is really tough. Like, even with Rodgers, I don't feel like the Jets are the favorite to win the division. I still think
not
Buffalo comes out of that division, right? Like,
Yeah.
you've
Followed by
got
the
a
Patriots.
long way to go to catch up to Buffalo, even with adding Aaron Rodgers. I just don't. I mean,
agree.
yeah, it helps. He's better than what you got, so cool. But
that's also not saying a whole lot, right? I mean,
I feel like you would have been better than what they got, Mookie.
I mean, right? And at the same time, for Aaron's side too, Green Bay's looking at him, kind of going, "Where are you going to go?"
God,
I just think
son of
this
a bitch.
goofy
You son of a
motherfucker.
bitch, Mookie.
I mean, seriously though, like, where else is he going to go? Who else is going to take that old asshole and put him in, under center?
I just think this goofy son of a bitch with a New York media breathing down his neck, it's going to be a sight to see.
They're going to tear him apart.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that there can only be bad things from this. Like, this is not going to end well, like Jets fans think at all.
Which I think is fantastic because
it's fantastic for the rest of the NFL. It's going to be a shit show. It's going to happen at like the worst possible. It's going to happen epically. Like, if you thought the butt fumble was funny, you ain't seen nothing.
Look, it's going to be very similar to when Brett Favre went.
Pretty much,
to New York, because they started off like 8-0 that year with Brett Favre, and it was like, this is it. This is the Jets are going to the Super Bowl, and then I think they lost the next 8 games and finished like 8-8 or something crazy like that. Like that. That's exactly what I'm expecting to happen to New York, and then of course Aaron Rodgers is going to send some dick pics to.
I was going to say, so are you saying there's going to be dick pics? Or are you thinking there's going to be a dick pic to Dick Run Claire so she can run Aaron? Also, I want to point out that again, Scott following through with his "let me get mine, then get fucked." I love that he's just also shitting on Robert Saleh's best shot at actually making something of himself in New York, because if this doesn't work out, he's gone after this year, hands down.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, what
that does suck. I feel bad for Robert as he's been put in this situation.
Do you think he's gone if it doesn't work out, or do you think the GM goes first and then they try? Like, they'll give him one more year after this?
No, because the GM's gonna be like, dude, look what I pulled off. Like, he's like, I got a franchise, an all-time all-pro franchise quarterback over here to New York City. Honestly, like, did you see the package? I really don't think they gave up that much for him. Like,
no,
which is again why Green Bay was like, where are you gonna go?
God damn it. By all accounts, the Jets won the trade.
Yeah.
According to like everybody, all the analysts, everybody says the Jets won this trade. They didn't have to give up a huge haul. They had to give up something, but that team is pretty loaded, and they didn't have to move any key pieces. And honestly, like they're set, provided that Aaron Rodgers can, go on his darkness retreats and smoke his ayahuasca and go back to MVP form. Like, that's going to be the question: is what is Rodgers going to be? Are those days done, or can he be that guy again? Because the Jets defense is solid. Like, it's a really good defense, but
Juice Gardner, baby.
What was his name?
Juice Gardner.
Sauce.
That too. Sauce is, you didn't hear that? It's this new branding campaign this year. He's actually dropping sauce and switching to juice, because you can't get sauce without the juice.
All right, I just realized we need a new drop. We need another drop. This one just says "hold that L," so that when you fuck up royally, you can just play a "hold that L" when you get called out on it.
Well,
that's gonna be the new most played drop. As much as we all get called out for our fucking.
I mean,
I
got booed once this show, so
whether we're reading headlines from 2 years ago or dropping 1 foot in 2 ponds, like
recent, the story was referencing 2 years ago. The headline was very recent. He had just said it, but he was talking about a story from a year and a half ago. Okay, fuck you.
Okay.
So Sarah wants to know:
hold this hell.
Sorry, Mike, I tried.
Sarah,
to bail you out.
Yeah. Sarah says, does Dick Run Claire do portraits? That would have been a great question. I should have asked that. Like, has she ever thought about just drawing like people who are dicks and then like having them as
dude, imagine just like this is this Trump one I ran through New York. Dick Run Claire continues, baby.
Just starts and stops at Trump Tower. It's like, Dick, this is a dick. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. It is a 10-meter run.
I mean, honestly, that's why she was such a great interview, though, was because I felt like I kept having just like questions that I was curious about, like just the journey in general. And she was so great about all the innuendos and jokes and all that shit. Like, I mean, she embraces everything about it. It's fucking awesome.
You heard what her mom said. She's got a great sense of humor. So, like, obviously.
Right. No, I know. But I mean, it's like you could do that, but still, like, not, or be like, yeah, I've heard them all, or, whatever. Like, it's like, I mean, it felt like that was the first interview she'd ever done. And she was laughing her ass off. It was awesome.
To be fair, this is probably the first time she's been asked and said a lot of the things like we bring here. As Sarah asked, could she do famous likenesses like Michelangelo's David's dick or Brett Favre's dick pic? Like, I guarantee you no one's ever asked her questions that inquisitive before.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I wonder if Dick Claire is banned in Florida too, just like Michelangelo's David. All right, let's talk real quick here before the end of the show. Let's talk a little bit of baseball.
Here's the pitch. Oh, shit.
Not one, but two perfect games late into the game this week. Drew Smiley with the Cubs had a perfect game into the 8th inning before a dribbler along the third base line saw him and his catcher both go for it, and they collided, and the runner was safe, which is a horrible way to end the perfect game. Like, in that spot, I feel like Smiley needs to get out of the way. Like, your catcher's got it. I understand what you're doing, man, but you got to focus on your game. Just get out of the way. And then just last night, Spencer Strider was throwing a perfect game for the Braves, and it was ended thanks to a Matt Olson error at first base where the ball just ate him up.
Fucking 2 left feet. It was like gold Glover. This is about as easy as they come, even for just an average defender, and you flubbed it. Cool.
You were the guy that said we don't have to jump on Olsen. We don't have to pile on Olsen. And you go.
I know. I just wanted to get that off there. Now leave my mans alone. Won the game. That's all that matters, right?
I just think it's crazy that we had two like legit perfect game chances. Not like, oh, he's perfect through 4. Oh no, he walked a runner. Like, these were late in the games. The Cubs were in the 8th inning, and then the Braves were in the 6th inning, I think, when that error happened, or the 7th inning.
They had started the 7th.
Yeah, he went 6 complete perfect.
And then he lost the no-hitter in the 8th.
That's what it was. Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy to me that 2 perfect games end in such a weird fashion. And Scott, it makes me wonder, like, do we have to hate Jim Joyce that much more now for robbing us of a chance to see the 25th perfect game in MLB history?
We knew that when it happened, though. Like, it was like, dude, this is an epic blunder. Like, it's not just it happens. Sorry, we move on. Like, it was legit. Like, dude, these don't happen that often. And when they do get blown up or get ended, it's usually something like this. It's the player's fault. Like, you never see it because of the umpire just making a horrible blown call that would have ended the fucking thing, like, epically bad. But I also might as well drop alluding to the last segment, there's a little bit of selfishness that was coming on. Your boy was like, I was listening to the game while I was doing something in the kitchen, and then I turned it on TV. Of course you were on the radio. Dude, it's just easier when you got kids moving around the house. It's just so much easier to have the radio on because you can't just sit there and lock it to the TV. You'll learn something.
Very true.
Anyway,
that's very true.
Anyway, so I started to watch it. Well, it got to be about 8:30, and being back to work, I'm like, God, I need to go upstairs and call it a night. I go upstairs, but I'm like, oh shit. Does Strider have a perfect game? Because I'm not paying attention to that type of stuff. And I realized, oh, fuck, he's got a perfect game. But in your mind, you're like, but it's so long now. It's the 6th inning, and he's not actually going to do it. And I'm like, but I also can't go to bed in case he does do something. I don't want to be the guy that was like, yeah, I was listening to it and watching it, and I fucking went to sleep just before he finished the job. It was pretty cool. So I turned back on the radio, and I'm listening, and I'm like, part of me was like, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if this thing just got ended, right? Like, so I could go to fucking sleep, because otherwise tomorrow's gonna suck. And I got the show, so I'm not gonna be able to catch up and sleep tomorrow. So selfishly, I was like, I want Strider to get this, it'd be great. But when the error happened, I was like, oh, it's an error. Oh shit, that only ends the perfect game. I still gotta wait for the no-hitter.
That was going to be my question. Do you stay up for the no-hitter at that point?
Yes. The minute that single happened, click, out. I was like, and then also the selfish nature of me. I was like, hey, you motherfuckers, we're gonna give up the hit. Why didn't you do it in the first inning? I could have been asleep an hour ago. But that being said, you want it to happen, but you also like, I don't know. It always feels like that doesn't happen to your team. Like, it happens against your team. I saw Randy Johnson throw the perfect game against the Braves, but it's never happened for the Braves. Like, not while I was watching. So
yeah. It's rough. Tyson with the we can educate Tyson is no hitter.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, Tyson. It is two different things. Perfect game is
absolutely nobody reaches base.
Yeah, no runs,
no errors,
no walks,
nothing. Nobody touches first base safely.
No hitter just means nobody got a hit, so you might have a walk in there. You could
have an error.
A minor league team earlier this year threw a combined no hitter, and lost the game 7-5 because guys reached up.
It was the Trash Pandas. Thank you very much.
Yes,
the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Yes.
Scott, your favorite.
And they lost to the
Reds.
Reds minor league team. I think it's the Chattanooga Lookouts, right?
That's the AAA. Yeah, is it AAA? Yeah,
AA. AAA.
No, the AA is the Dragons, isn't it?
No, that's single A. AAA is Louisville. AA is
okay, Chattanooga. All right,
single A is Dayton. But yeah, it was the Lookouts that beat the Trash Pandas. They got no hit and scored 7 runs because
that's wild.
It's fucking awesome, man.
Well, wait, did you see how it happened though?
Yes, it was like walks and errors and fielders'
They
choices.
walked home 3 and then had another 4 score on 2 throwing errors. And so it's like they didn't fuck up a lot, but when they did, it was massive. Like, way to go big or go home, I suppose, right? Shit.
Yeah, that's something.
One more thing here for you guys. If you are not fading the Reds, what the fuck are you doing? Guys, I am preaching this Bible to anyone who will listen. Follow us on Twitter at Craft B Sports. What is that, Mookie?
Hump those brakes, dude, because they fucking won again today.
They did?
They pulled it off in I want to call it the bottom of the 9th, but they pulled it out in the last 3 frames to win again against the fucking Rangers. So
Mookie, trust the process.
Well, I already put my bet in for tomorrow. Don't worry.
4 units on the Rangers tomorrow.
That's
and
right.
We're going to be fine. Very rare for the Reds to win 3 in a row. It's only happened once this year. I don't see it happening again. Fade the Reds. It is.
What was your advice pre-show? What was your advice when your bet loses? What should you do next?
Chase it, baby. You chase that shit. You double it up and you chase it. Bet heavy on the exact same thing to happen. Eventually it goes your way.
Law of averages, right? Nobody ever went broke playing the law of averages and playing the long game in a short, turnaround bet.
If you have a gambling addiction, there's numbers you can call.
But don't be a quitter. Don't be a pussy. See this thing through. We're only in April.
Don't succumb to the addiction. There's help out there if you need it.
Well, 1-800-GAMBLER is where you
out here instructing people to keep chasing the dragon.
But that's what you gotta do when you're fading the Reds. That's what you gotta do. Or else
that's how people end up losing their homes and families. You're right. Absolutely.
Well, that's because they didn't trust the process and they gambled more than they could lose at that time.
Also, if you've been following along the entire season, you are okay. You've got a stockpile. You can double that bet again, and it's not a problem. 4 units on the Rangers tomorrow. I feel good. Also, fade the A's and fade the Royals because they are terrible too. And I am just cleaning the fuck up. It is so much fun watching baseball again. Do you realize how freeing it is to know your team sucks and not be upset about it because you're like, yeah, they lost again. That was another 625 into the account. Great. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who's beat the Reds.
See, isn't gambling make everything better?
I guess the timing just has to be right. If gambling had become legal when the Braves sucked, I might be there with you. But that was the time when the Reds were doing good. So, you know, I would have been that journey alone. I'd be full-blown addict by now.
So again, Scott,
That would be Mookie.
take our advice and play the long game, because I hate to break your heart, but at some point the Braves are going to take a step back. Like you're going to be watching them for decades to come, so you might as well get in now, right?
Spoken like a true degenerate. Might as well gamble now, just a taste, baby. It's not going to hurt. Just try it on the weekends. Just be a weekend gambler. Just start there.
Yeah, right. Just have a little taste here and there, you know. Just play the bets and whatnot. Meanwhile, this river won't melt, apparently. Sarah's saying that the Nenana River is still measuring at 29.8 inches and gained back 0.3 of an inch in ice the past week.
Wait, is that something you gambled on? Or
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You're gambling on the river and ice?
Well, it's like a 6-figure pot, man. Like, there's serious cash to be won if you can pick the day that the river finally melts. I was off. We'll just say.
Hey, Scott, before we get out of here, can I just tell you something?
What's up?
That skin looks fantastic, man.
It
Your
does.
skin look.
You just cut out.
Oh no! Oh no! Wait, it's the music.
It's the stupid music,
Is
man.
the music doing something to our audio? Because that's happened twice now.
I think
pumps.
so. We got it. We're back. I'm back.
Yeah, you're good now.
Skin looks fantastic, man.
It's the good. It is the good. You know what else it is? It's the good combined with lack of gambling. I don't have to worry about anger lines or losing bets because I've got the good, and that's all I need. Full rub in, feel myself getting angry. I'm not worried about the Braves giving up a hit. I rub some good on my face, go to sleep, wake up feeling better than ever until the kids come and ruin it with the anger lines. But still, in between kids and sleep, I'm good with the good.
But here's the thing: gambling and Caldera Lab is why I'm not worried about the anger lines. Because if it wasn't for gambling, I would be mad at the Reds. But instead, I'm like, baby, it's all gravy. This is fine. I am good with this. Also, my skin feels fantastic. And we are on 3 weeks now without my wife picking at me. And it's all because of Caldera Labs. I use the Clean Slate every night and every morning. That is my go-to now. It's so much better than the baby shampoo I was using before. My face feels great. It feels fantastic. Scott mentioned the good. A little dab of that. You throw that on. Going to help you get moisturized. The base layer at night. The whole system is fantastic. You can get 20% off if you use our code CraftBrewed. All one word, CraftBrewed. Go to calderalab.com/CraftBrewed. Get 20% off. Clean Slate, the good, the base layer, get them all. And I'm telling you, it is going to. I've never had a facial regimen before in my life. And I am so glad I found one now because this shit is working. It is working so good. Mookie, are you feeling good from this? How's your face feeling?
Well, so like, you got to like put it on, right? So having it out there sitting next to all your other shit on the sink, but not actually using it doesn't do you a whole lot of good, right?
Sure doesn't. You definitely need to use it.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about it until like in the afternoon. I'm like, well, what the fuck is the point then? Nobody cares what I look like. And wow.
All right, dynamite sales pitch there, Mookie. Really appreciate you bringing it home.
You sold it well.
Bringing it home to really land that sponsorship deal for us. calderalab.com/craftbrewed. Mookie. We can't even tell them we did the ad this week.
That shit confuses me, man.
Why? Why does it confuse you? It's facial cleanser.
What am I cleansing my face for? Isn't that why you shower? No, you cleanse otherwise.
Every
Elsewise?
7 years, so.
Scott, what were you drinking tonight?
I was drinking Line and Kugel Summer Shandy, baby. A good old hammock bang. Just a little porch swinging.
Oh, that's a sundress bag. That's
A
what
sundress and a hammock.
Ooh, all right.
See, and now that is how you do it on the hammock. That makes it a lot easier. You're right. If you're fumbling around trying to pull down pants and take off socks and all that other nonsense, yeah, it'd be a little rough. But Line and Kugel, little sundress, little hammock action, good to go.
Mookie, what were you drinking? Would you bang it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm actually sad because it went by way too quickly. The Westbound and Down plot twist, 7% IPA, absolutely delicious. Not quite as light and free a bang as Scott's summer bang there. It's more of like a early spring when it's 34 degrees outside in fucking April, but it's sunny outside and beautiful. So you go play golf and dog leg into some fun, if you will.
Okay. Weird description. I had CAF 15 from Listerman's. This is the Cappy's anniversary beer that Listerman did for Cappy's here in Norwood. 11% ABV stout. It is fantastic. Anything Asian bourbon barrel. You age anything in bourbon barrels, and I am on board. Absolutely would bang this beer. Guys, I can't believe that. That is 7 years of Craft Brewed Sports shows in the tank now. We have done this show for 7 years officially. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Scott, thank you for agreeing to do this show with me and continuing on because this has been a whole lot of fun, man.
Thank you for spearheading most of the crap with the technical aspect, the hosting. Hell, you guys don't know what Mike does behind the scenes, but we've all got busy lives, and Mike's still out of here hammering out content. This show wouldn't be possible every week without him. I feel lost when my man has to take the week off. I'm a lot of times terrified. It ends up going all right. But I realize how much he does during the show when I've got to sit there and move my hands around and wear all the hats. And I'm not a big fan. So thank you, Mike, for being the one who carries the fucking ball and also throws it and runs.
And Mookie, I know we give you shit, man, but we appreciate you coming on board. You add that wild card element to the show that we didn't plan for when we first started this up. You have been a ridiculously crazy and fun addition to the team, and we appreciate you, man.
I got to tell you, I was honored to join, and that still stays the same. I couldn't think of anywhere I'd rather be on Tuesday nights than here with you boys. And honestly, I think all of it, oddly enough, we do for the people in the comment section, right? We appreciate our families giving us the time to spend time with you all here, but it's become a second family, right? And so I think it's just awesome to be able to have that outlet, have a place we can get crazy, talk about our hot dog sandwiches, running dicks on the planet, and whatever the hell else comes before our minds. Because I'll tell you, man, sometimes I look back the next day and go, I don't think I'm hungover, but there's no way that happened last night, right? Okay, it did. Because then you go and look on YouTube and it's there blowing up. So
my favorite is when I get done with the show and I go upstairs to edit and post it all, and you guys are already gone for the night, and I'm like, what should I title this show? Because I have no idea what we talked about in that hour and a half. And we went through so many topics, and it was weird and it's ridiculous. So I normally am just like, I'm just stabbing the dark here on this one. We're going to get one line that I remember, and that's going to be the show title. And whoever searches for that topic and stumbles on our show has to sit through an hour and 38 minutes of nothing related to that 1 minute that the show is titled, because that's all I can remember. But Mookie, you said it best. This is thank you to all of you guys that watch and listen. It is awesome to see the same names popping up every week, throwing comments in. When Scott and I started the show, we wanted to do the feel of hanging out in a bar with your friend, bullshitting about sports. And when you guys are in the comments and commenting and making jokes and cracking us up, that just is exactly the vibe we've been shooting for since the show started. So thank all of you so much for tuning in every week. Really, really, really do appreciate it. Caesar, sorry, we appreciate you coming on board as well. Thanks to you, Caesar, for bringing the youth to the show. Otherwise, it's just three old dudes hanging out. So thank you all for 7 years, and to all of you in the comments that wish you about the anniversary. Thank you guys. Let's do it again for another 7. Follow us on Twitter at Craft Sports, same on Instagram. Go join the Facebook group. It's a ton of fun in there with a lot of great stuff. All the people you see commenting throughout the show. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel and subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. We're there too. As much as we push the YouTube, if you still listen to us on the podcast platforms, we're all there. So throw us a review. It helps us out. Shout out Belly Up Sports, bellyupsports.com. Thank you guys for bringing us on a couple years back. Happy to be part of the team. Go subscribe, rate, and review to all the people and all the podcasts on the Belly Up Sports Media Network. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers, everybody.
Love you. Peace. Yo.
Nowhere we'd rather be, baby. Ah.
Feel like poop right now.